Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about the Heroes Reborn crossover by Jason Aaron. We're going to cover issue number 3. So each issue of this crossover focuses on one of the members of the Squadron Supreme of America. This one is on Blur. So he would be the stand-in character for the Flash, and in the Squadron Sinister he used to be called Speed Demon. Now, out of all these basically one-shots that we get with each one of these characters, this one is the best. I really enjoyed this issue. I have to mention also that the art in this issue, it's really fantastic. There's a ton of detail. There's a ton of color. Like, there's an explosion of color on each page. And for some odd reason, in the compilation that I have, they forgot to credit who's the artist, so I'm going to have to look it up. So that aside, let's get into this story. This story actually starts off with a familiar trope with speedster characters, them trying to have a normal life, and obviously the fact that they live at a very accelerated pace. In this case, he's watching like 42 TV programs at the same time and having 12 conversations with different women. Then the story cuts back to the battle that we had in the first issue of this crossover, where Blur was having to deal with Silver Witch, this character where we have a fusion between Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. She wants to take vengeance on Blur because he seems to be the one responsible for the death of Quicksilver in the first place. So what happens is Silver Witch is able to actually snag Blur's soul. She steals it. She jumps into the dark dimension. Now, while all this is going down, we have flashbacks to other conflicts that Blur has had to overcome over the years. It is also referenced in this reality that Blur has defeated Ghost Rider in the Race Across Hell. That actually, in the Heroes Reborn universe, he's not Ghost Rider, he's Ghost Runner. But this is also a reference to a previous story arc that we got from Jason Aaron on his run on Avengers. But then the story jumps back further in time for Blur, where we discover that back in the day, he didn't know how to deal with his speed powers. He was going crazy. That he had gone to Camotage trying to find a way to deal with his speed powers. He basically read every single book there to see if he could find a spell to help him deal with this. And he actually sought help from the Ancient One himself, and basically taught him how to meditate and silence all the chaos that he has in his head. So what happens with this battle that he's having with Silver Witch, he actually stops in his tracks. So what happens with Silver Witch is that he stops in his tracks, he starts meditating. He sort of has this divine inspiration or eureka moment where he realizes how to stop her. He actually uses this magic space whale, something like that, to squash her. So he gets his soul back and he sends Silver Witch to Ravencroft. And what happens is when she's enrolled in the psychiatric hospital, that sort of is a stand-in for Arkham, her powers seem to interact with Echo, who's also there too, and she's reawakened. So the Phoenix does resurface, but she doesn't really remember the Avengers yet. She knows that something's off. She doesn't understand what's going on when she's approached by Blade. And that's where the story ends. So I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.